Hi, I'm Little Woo and welcome to Woohoo Wednesday. This week's broadcast is actually coming from Cape Town, South Africa. My partner Shane and I are here visiting his family, and we're just taking a little side trip to see some of Cape Town, so just excited to be able to sit outdoors for this broadcast. And this week's question is, how to find your blind spots? Thank you for that question. And I would first define blind spot generally as any area in your life that you're not able to see clearly, that contains an unsupportive belief or behavior that you're not aware of. And so using the car analogy about blind spots, then I would say responding to that would be, well, you can find your blind spots by using your mirrors. And in this case, a mirror is any reflective tool that allows you to see yourself more clearly, revealing those unsupportive beliefs and behaviors. And now there's two types of mirrors I want to talk about today. One is human feedback, so that can be any kind of verbal or nonverbal human communication that you receive. That's one type of feedback. The second is what I call cosmic feedback, and that's any type of material manifestation, like an event or an experience that keeps happening over and over again. And so those two types of feedback are things that you can use, of mirrors, to help you see some of your blind spots, things that you're not aware of. And so if it repeats over and over again, then you're getting the same human feedback, or you're getting the same cosmic feedback, then that might be indicating something to look at. Now, if you're getting feedback that is unpleasant, so let's say you're getting human communications that are very unpleasant, or you're getting experiences that keep being unpleasant, then it's pointing to a wound within you. And it does sometimes point to a wound in the world as well, but you're part of it for sure. So if you're having that experience over and over again, then there's something that you're carrying as well. Now, when I say unpleasant, it means like, for example, I'll give you one from my life. When in my youth, I would often get the human feedback, verbal communications from people on the street, strangers. When I was walking down the street, people would say, why don't you smile a little? I was like, oh, I didn't realize I was scowling. And then we'd get more intense, and people would say, what's your problem, bitch? So I'd be like, whoa, but I didn't know I was scowling that badly. What am I doing? So I realized that when I looked in my own actual mirror, of course I'm not scowling, because I'm looking in my mirror and I'm just like, oh, I don't look angry. But when my face is in repose, it's actually carrying a scowl, and I didn't realize that because it was my blind spot. And then, so that was what type of unsupportive behavior that I was doing unknowingly. And then the other type of feedback I was getting is the kind of cosmic feedback, is the physical manifestation of simply having very few friends. And when I did have some friends, I just didn't feel a strong connection. I felt like they weren't very kind or loyal. They would say very unpleasant things about me behind my back. And so I was like, what's going on? Like I thought, am I doing something to generate this type of friendship? And I just kept reviewing my own actions. I just couldn't see it. So it was a blind spot. I just couldn't see what I was doing that was generating this type of friendship. And so those types of feedbacks, human and cosmic feedback, were starting to show me there's something going on. And so if it's all unpleasant, then it's pointing to a wound that I was carrying. And so I was like, if I'm scowling, what is the wound behind that scowl? And there's a certain feedback around that. People were being very aggressive with me, so it's like something about aggression. And then I realized deep down that I had carried a wound around, feeling that the world was against me, that was always attacking me, or that the world hated me. And I was aware of it, but not really. It had become a blind spot, because once I was older, I thought I had let go of that, but I was carrying it still. And so realizing that that was the unsupportive belief behind the behavior, and some of the behavior was just the expression on my face that I wasn't carrying. The other behaviors were probably defensiveness, maybe other ways in which I wasn't as friendly as I could be, or as warm, or as genuine, or as trusting. So those are examples of other unsupported behaviors that I couldn't see. And then when I started to realize, oh, that's the wound, it's the wound of feeling the world is against me, the next step, after using your mirrors to point to what's going on, then is to point to where you would like to go instead. So if that's what's actually going on, that was the unsupported belief. What is the belief that I actually wanted? So this is the resolution for your blind spot, is to find your beautiful dream. That is the healing for that wound. So my beautiful dream was to find true friendship, to find true acceptance in the world, to love humanity again instead of to hate humanity, to feel safe in this world. So those were all the beautiful dreams that were the opposite of that wound that I'd carried. And so what you do is you take your most beautiful dream, that is the opposite of what you've been suffering, and you take that and use it to guide your training and your choices. And so training can be the courses that you take, the mentors and coaches that you bring into your life, the people that you surround yourself with, and the types of things you choose to do with your life. So I was choosing differently because I was choosing in that direction from now on. And so then my whole life started to transform. And then instead of looking for evidence, I was creating evidence. Because when you look for evidence, you're always going to look from your original lens. And my original lens was looking for people to attack me. And so that's what I would get. But if I started to say, no, I'm going to choose to find a beautiful friendship, and I'm going to choose to find kindness, I'm going to choose to train that within myself, then that is the life that I started to create. And so from a blind spot, using my mirrors, I discovered my wounds, and then from my wounds, I realized what my true dream was, and using my dream, I guided my own development and choices. So that's kind of a progression that I would recommend, and it takes you from a world of hurt and constant victimization to a world where you create meaning and you create the magic because you're choosing. Now, this journey can happen over many years, which it did for me, but it is a very powerful path, and so I wish you many blessings as you find your blind spots and then choose your dream. This is something that I love to do with people, so if you'd like to work with me one-on-one, check out my mentorship page on my website, littlewoo.org/mentorship, and you also can check out previous videos that I've done around the topics of compassion, creation, and celebration, the 3 cornerstones of being a magical human. And you can also send me your questions, your life questions, because I use them to address every week on Woohoo Wednesdays. And you can email me at treasures@littlewoo.org. Thank you so much for watching. Lots of love from South Africa. I'll see you next week here as well, because I'm going to be here for a few more weeks. And to all my friends all over the world, and especially my family in Vancouver, I love you, and I can't wait to see you again soon. Bye-bye.